Hello and welcome to another how-to video podcast of the OpenSmart Designer. In this video, I show the new features that are introduced with the tool version 2.4. Directly when creating a new solution, you will notice we have redesigned the window for the properties of the customer solution. There are no longer two tabs visible because we have removed some fields. They are simply not needed. Instead, new fields have been added, which I would like to discuss in more details here. In addition to the familiar fields project title, customer name, reference ID, flow ID, there is now the possibility to specify a preferred language, country, and time zone for the customer solution. Values are faded in from the user settings so that they only have to be adjusted if you plan to create a solution in another country. The values set here are used as default values in the locations, country and time zone, as well as when creating documents, language and manufacturing name. These functions only work with the elements from OSRA release 2020-06. Until now, new OSRA releases were always loaded in the background, and only after restart of the OpenSmart Designer were they visible. Basically, this does not change, but the new notification tab now shows when new releases have been loaded and the OpenSmart Designer can be restarted. The window then jumps to the foreground. Down here at the displays, I would like to point out that hidden messages in the message window are now also saved together with the customer solution and remain hidden. It means that also other users which opens this solution see the hidden messages only if the hack is set here. Until version 2.3 of OpenSmart Designer, it was not possible to add elements from the libraries directly to a view. Version 2.4 and higher of OpenSmart Designer makes this now possible. Elements can be added to a view by dragging and dropping them from a library or using copy and paste. This simplifies works, especially for very large solutions with many locations, since it is now not always necessary to work in the master diagram when adding new components. It is still valid that these elements are visible in the master diagram and all other views that also show the corresponding area. You can search for elements in the graphical plan on the master diagram as well as in any other view. Therefore, the menu bar has got a new icon, and you can use it also by selecting Menu View and then Search Elements. The search window offers the possibility to search for a name or for parameters. For example, selected properties in the element such as time zone, IP address, or similar values. The search result is displayed as a list. The small checkbox Show Element Centered if selected ensures that an element that is clicked in the search mask is displayed and selected in the center of the graphical plan. This allows quick navigation from element to element. A double click on an element in the search list opens the parameter dialog and the element can be edited. This can also be done with the Edit button. The search list only displays elements that are visible and existing on the graphical plan. In other words, end devices of a device package that not have been selected cannot appear here. The connections of an element can be temporarily highlighted. This gives you an overview in the master diagram or in the navigator of which elements the object is connected to. To do this, right-click on the element and select Highlight Connections. All connections of the element are now highlighted in color. Navigation in the view as well as in the navigator is still possible. The highlighting of the connection disappears when you click somewhere in the master diagram. Connections can now also be deleted directly in the parameter dialog. Right from the start, the OpenSmart Designer shows the connections of an element in the parameter dialog, both with protocol name and with the name of the connected element. The button for deleting of a connection after selecting is now displayed here. By clicking on it, the connection is crossed out and then also deleted when the window is confirmed with OK or Apply. As long as the window is not closed, it is still possible to undo this. Each connection must be marked individually and independent for deletion. A multiple selection is not provided here. The connection wizard should be used for this purpose. The fact that views can be exported as PNG or to Microsoft Visio is also nothing new. What is new is that you can now export all views in one go. To do so, choose the menu item Export Multiple Views in the menu View, and a dialog window appears in which you can select which views should be actually be exported and in which kind, as PNG zip archive or into a Microsoft Visio file, whereby for each view a separate tab is created in Visio. The user settings have also been revised and reorganized. We have already seen that in the beginning of this video that the country, time zone, preferred language, etc. are taken from the user settings to use them as default when creating a solution. Therefore, it is now clear that these parameters can now be found in the user settings too. At this point, I would like to mention a few fields more. If you want to see the icons in the graphical plan with the Atos color scheme, you can change this here, but you have to restart the OpenSmart Designer once. Partners can also choose neutral or more natural colors here. The setting Face leads to real support calls, because you can hide whole parameter groups in the GUI of the elements. The clear recommendation is to leave it set to operation. Last but not least, a new parameter has been added here too. The OpenSmart Designer now makes it possible to allow the customer solution to automatically create a backup. The time interval is set here. If, for example, 30 minutes are over, the work of the OpenSmart Designer is blocked for a few seconds. A temp file is stored in the same directory as the actual solution in the background and is still available, for example, when the system, your PC, your laptop, is crashed. If you simply want to save a new version of your customer solution, use the revised version of Save As from the customer menu in the solution. Once the solution has been saved, the name is offered here with a time and date stamp so that older solutions are not overwritten, but a new version is created. And one function for which I myself wait for a very long time, I've saved for the end. From now on, it is possible to create a fresh new instance of a package component. An example. In my solution, all possible elements are already built in, but I need a new element from a certain gateway, device, server, or virtual machine. Then I create it by right mouse clicking on the package. To do this, I select the item Add Package Components and then the corresponding element. The new instance is empty, has no set parameters, and is located directly to the package. This function is of course only available for graphical elements, for example, elements that are displayed on the graphical plan. Licenses or quantities of users that can be set in the packages do not appear here. Also, the elements whose maximum number is reached or which are selected by a setting in the package are hidden. like for example the OpenScape voice elements in the OpenScape voice core package. So that's it for today. Good luck in your projects, see you and goodbye.